With the release of the latest mid-chapter, the next full chapter for Dead by Daylight should be coming sooner than later. In fact, going off of past chapter dates and how long it's been since the Chucky chapter, I would guess we're about 2 to 3 weeks from chapter 31's reveal and PTB. We don't know too much about this chapter, but the Year 8 roadmap tells us it'll come with a new killer, new survivor, and a new map. Furthermore, multiple reliable sources have reported this chapter will be original, which, if you think about it, makes complete sense. The last 2 chapters have been licensed. Not to mention the latest mid-chapter features Alan Wake as a new survivor. But beyond this upcoming chapter, what else do we know of Dead by Daylight's future? Well, after some thinking and going over past info, I believe I can give confident guesses for the next 3 Dead by Daylight chapters. Chapter 31 will be original, and of course with that I can't really give exact theories. After all, how am I supposed to guess a character nobody's ever seen before? Regardless though, I do have some ideas, including one I'm not sure I've heard anyone talk about, so I'd stick around. Chapter 32, the 8th anniversary of Dead by Daylight, I believe will be a Predator chapter. And for Chapter 33, of course, I propose FNAF. For clarification, none of these are leaks. This entire video is just speculation and I could be dead wrong, as I have before and as I definitely will be again. For example, I was nearly dead confident Chapter 33 was going to be Predator, and so were a lot of other people. And there came Chucky, shocking nearly everyone. So while these may be the most likely possibilities, they're still just that, possibilities. Then again, they are still the most likely options in my mind, and by a wide margin. But I digress. Let's go in release order, thus starting with Chapter 31. As stated previously, we can use the roadmap given in the 7th anniversary livestream to discover that this chapter will contain, at least, 1 survivor, 1 killer, and 1 new map. The reason I say at least is because there have been multiple chapters with 2 survivors now, and they have never revealed this fact ahead of time. And again, DBD Leaks has stated this chapter will be original. But aside from this, nothing else has been confirmed or leaked. However, there has been a rumor flying around for this chapter concerning its killer. And after what I can only describe as pure luck, I stumbled across something that makes this supposed rumor even more likely, and something I don't think I've heard anyone cover before. To start off though, let's briefly talk about the rumor. Gurajira, moderator of DBD Leaks, posted this in the Rumors channel. She states that there's a decent possibility the next killer is called the Watchers. They would be 3 World War I soldiers mind controlled by aliens. And this would be pretty cool to see, as it touches not only on war horror, but also, seeing as how it comes with a new map, we could potentially get another map on an alien planet. Although the past 2 maps have been exactly that. They could also do a map of a war zone, which would definitely be an interesting setting. Again though, this remains a rumor and could just as easily be completely false. And that's where I would have ended that just a day ago. But while randomly going through tome challenges, I unlocked a tome 13 cutscene, the only cutscene in that entire tome as a matter of fact. And remembering this very rumor, I was shocked to say the least. This cutscene depicts 3 soldiers in the midst of a war which, judging by the visuals, could very easily be World War I. They later stumble into a cave covered in mysterious runes. These runes could either be some kind of ancient language, or an alien language. And before you call me crazy, nearly the exact same thing was done already with the Blight. All the way back in the first tome, the Blight was teased, and just under a year later we saw him enter the game. And even though it's been a bit longer, tome 13 was released just under 16 months ago. Now of course, there's still a chance this chapter turns out to be something completely different, but considering the rumors from a credible source, the lineups it has to a previous tome, and even more I didn't have time to cover today, I'm feeling pretty confident in this theory. And with that, I'd like to move on to Chapter 32. I probably won't spend much time here, seeing as how there isn't much to say that I haven't already said, given my Chapter 30 Predator video. Also, I'm guessing there's at least 1 or 2 of you just waiting for me to get to FNAF. The main thing I'd like to address for Predator is the fact we already have Alien in the game. Both are extremely popular horror IPs, both are characters DBD players have wanted in the game for years, and most importantly, both are owned by the same license holder. Furthermore, one of the Alien skins is straight from the Alien vs Predator movies. If that isn't a nod to getting Predator in the game, I don't know what is. But more specifically, why am I so confident he's Chapter 32? Well, simply put, he wasn't Chapter 30 and he probably isn't 31, and I'm not sure they'd space out Alien and Predator more than a year. And I'm pretty confident on FNAF being Chapter 33, so that rules that out too. Second, it's been a while since we've gotten a license anniversary, and Predator is certainly an anniversary-worthy license. Granted, the fact that we've gotten 2 original anniversaries in a row could work against Predator too, potentially showing a shift to original anniversaries. But to summarize, my main points are as follows. A Predator chapter is all but confirmed. I don't think they'd wait more than a year between Alien and Predator, and chapters 30, 31, and 33 are taken, leaving only Chapter 32 before it will have been over a year. Though I will say, if the 8th anniversary turns out to be licensed but isn't Predator, a second Stranger Things chapter is easily my runner-up. With the return of the first chapter, I honestly think, much like Predator, seeing a second Stranger Things chapter isn't a question of if, but rather of when. Moving on, it's time to address the elephant in the room, or should I say the yellow rabbit in the room, Springtrap. As stated previously, I think FNAF is incredibly likely to be Chapter 33, and I know I've claimed FNAF to be likely in the past, but there's a lot going for it now. First, of course, there's the movie. With how successful it was, there's no doubt a FNAF chapter would be incredibly profitable for both parties. With nearly $300 million from the box office, it's Blumhouse's most profitable movie to date. And keep in mind, Blumhouse is the same company making the Dead by Daylight movie. The FNAF movie is also the highest grossing horror movie since A Quiet Place Part 2, which released over 3 years before it, not to mention it only has it beat by a few million. All this without even touching on the fact FNAF had a simultaneous release on Peacock. So even though it was available on streaming service day one, it had a higher box office than some Marvel movies. Even still, this doesn't touch on the fact the film's budget was only $20 million. To put it simply, the movie performed incredibly well. And with the release of the movie, there's now a clear pick for a survivor. In fact, I'd even argue there's two, Michael Schmidt and Vanessa Shelley. Not to mention, Spring Bonnie's design in the movie would make a great skin. With the points relating to the movie said, what else does FNAF have going for it? Well, if you'll recall, in my first Chapter 29 video I discussed FNAF's possibilities, and one of my points was how close the reveal would be to FNAF's anniversary. And going off of Dead by Daylight's typical release schedule, Chapter 33 will come out almost, if not exactly, 1 year after Chapter 29. So that means Chapter 33 will be right around the 10th anniversary of FNAF. A pretty big occasion in my opinion. One that might warrant a few big collaborations, and I don't think I'm alone in that. In fact, a little over 5 months ago, a Twitter post was made by Johnny Blocks bringing attention to a statement made on the Scholastic website, Scholastic having just collaborated with FNAF. It is stated, and I quote, August 2024 is the 10th anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's, and will be supported with marketing initiatives from licensing agent Stryker and game publisher Steelwool. Of course, marketing initiatives is pretty vague and could mean many different things, but I would be shocked if the 10th anniversary of this game series doesn't entail at least one major collaboration, and a FNAF chapter in DBD is one of, if not the most requested collab. Of course, there's also Fortnite, but who's to say they can't do both? As long as we at least get one though, I'll be incredibly happy. It wouldn't be the first franchise in both Fortnite and Dead by Daylight either, since Alien, Michael Myers, and Alan Wake are in both games. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like as it helps me out more than you might think. And feel free to subscribe if you want to see more from me. It's one of the best and easiest ways to motivate me to keep making more videos like this, as they do take a while. And only 3% of people who watch my videos are. You can always change your mind later too. If you want to add on to this theory, leave some criticism on the video, or just say hello, feel free to leave a comment as I do my best to respond to everyone. You can always join my Discord server too, as I've posted teasers for future videos of mine over there. Forgive me if it's a little inactive though. And if you really want to show your support, consider becoming a channel member. For just $3 a month, you get a bunch of perks, including access to exclusive content and a shout out at the end of every video. On that note, huge shout out to Tobias M and Sapphire Sheep, currently my only 2 channel members. Regardless, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.